Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me for another Batman review. Today it is Season 1, Episode 16. He meets his match, the Grisly Ghoul, which is Part 2 of The Joker Goes to School. And it once again has special guest star Cesar Romero as the Joker. And I have to say, this episode is action-packed from start to finish. There's a lot that happens in this episode, and it's really, really good. Definitely one of the best episodes of the show so far. So we start where we left off with our cliffhanger, where Batman and Robin are tied to the electric chairs. And it's kind of interesting because luck is basically what saves them, as there is a power outage where they are in the city. So they are basically saved by luck. It's okay. It's something different, so I'll just go with it. It's a fine resolution, I suppose. So then we get this scene where Batman and Robin go back to the Bat Cave, and there's these recordings that they secretly had going on the Joker and Susie, and even though the Joker disguised his voice while they were in the van, Batman is able to tell it's him, and they also deduce Susie's voice. It's kind of silly and ridiculous, but it fits the theme of the show, and it actually works pretty well. So now they know that Susie's involved. So Robin, as Dick Grayson, decides he's going to go undercover to where Susie and one of the Joker's main henchmen are in this candy shop. But Robin's, going to go as Dick Grayson basically because that's who Susie knows. And I have to say, this is Burt Ward's best performance on the show so far. This scene is pretty funny as Dick Grayson tries to act like he's tired of being a goody-goody student and that he's looking for some kind of action to get into trouble. And Susie actually buys this, but the Joker's henchman does not. We actually get a smart henchman, which I really appreciated. So he basically sets Dick up and gives him a notice. He tips him off to a robbery, but basically this is fake. It's just all a setup for Batman and Robin to fall into. So Batman and Robin go to this bar, and they're trapped with one of these jukeboxes with the guns in them from the first episode. So that was a nice reference to the first part, I thought. But Batman has a bat shield ready, and he basically saves Robin and himself. And he tells Robin, don't worry about it, but I knew you failed because of the way he smoked or something. It looked like he had never smoked before. I thought that was kind of clever. So Batman knew the whole time what was going on. Then we learned that the Joker's real plan this whole time has been to bet money on this school basketball game. And he's going to use the exam papers, we'll find out later on, to blackmail the students. This was the only thing in the episode I didn't really like. This seemed kind of like a far-fetched and a little bit of a lame plot, but it's fine. It goes with the theme of the show. I just thought they could have come up with something better than this. So Batman and Robin at this point also deduced that Susie's probably in trouble because of everything that's happened. The Joker's probably onto her, and sure enough, the Joker is. He plans to get rid of her by giving her more perfume, but this time, as we'll see, it's poison perfume. So Batman and Robin go to the school to warn Susie. She doesn't believe them. She uses the perfume, and she is indeed poisoned. We'll find out what happens to her later on. I actually wasn't sure if she had survived or not, so this was done pretty well. So the Joker and his henchmen eventually arrive at the school, and they do catch the basketball team with the fake exam papers. They trick them, basically. They're going to blackmail them. But Batman and Robin come. They're up in the rafters, I think, which was pretty funny. And we learn that Batman was onto the whole plot. We'll find out how and why in a few minutes, and that he planted some fake tests, so he tells the team they're safe, not to worry about it. So we get the normal kind of fight scene that we usually get, and this one was okay. I've seen better and worse on the show, in my opinion. Eventually the Joker is caught and apprehended, and then we find out that Susie is alive as she's in the final scene. It turns out that when Batman and Robin saved her, she revealed the whole plot to them. So this makes perfect sense, as she now had motivation and a reason to go against the Joker. And it looks like she really learned her lesson, as she seems sincerely sorry for what happened. And she's going to go to some kind of girls' home that's funded by Bruce Wayne, I believe in. This last scene could have been contrived, but I actually kind of liked it. It worked for me. It felt sincere that Susie was going to change. And I liked it. Kind of a happy ending, but not completely joyful. I always appreciate that. So overall, this is a great episode. A lot happens. I just wish the Joker scheme would have been a little bit better, but other than that, very good episode. And I give He Meets His Match, the Grisly Ghoul, a 4.5 out of 5. Definitely one of the 2 or 3 best episodes so far, and I highly recommend it. So 4.5 out of 5. before he meets his match, the Grisly Ghoul. And as always, thank you very much for watching.